All right, so let's cut through all the excuses and let's get real. You clicked on this video because you want to be consistent in the gym in 2024. Until you take action, your dream physique is going to be just that, a dream. And we're not dreamers here, we're action doers, all right? So let's get into it. If you're new here, I'm Alyssa Amanla, and I've been consistent in the gym for over a year now. And I'm currently doing 75 hard. I'm on day like 48, so stay tuned for that future video. It took me a while to be consistent in the gym. Now that I'm finally here, I feel like I have some tips and tricks on how I stay consistent. What makes me qualify to talk about this? This is me when I was inconsistent in the gym, really wasn't happy with my body, and this is me now. So, like I said, I'm a newbie as well. I've only been consistent in the gym for about a year. I know how hard it is. It's very difficult to show up for yourself and put that work in, but I have some tips that I think will help you. Step one is, honestly, you have to be 100% real about where you currently are in your fitness journey. I literally want you to look in the mirror first thing in the morning, completely nude, drop everything, and really just look at your body and dissect where you currently are and just be real. Like, I'm not asking you to post it online. I'm not asking you to ask your friends. I'm asking you to have a moment with yourself and truly just look at yourself and see where you are at. I feel like there's a lot of people, including myself in the past, that we're not completely transparent about where we are with our bodies, right? We'll be like, oh, I'm just kind of thick, or it's just genetics, or oh, I'm just having a bad day. Excuses. And I think it's super important to be real with yourself. If you can't be real with you, who can you be real with? I think until you look at yourself authentically and really just see where you are at, it's gonna be really hard to move forward, because if you're living in denial about where your current body is, it's gonna be really difficult to change it. A lot of us lie to ourselves every single day. We constantly are, not being real about where we currently are, what our weaknesses are, any of that. And I think the best way to grow and to really show up for yourself is be real about where you're at. The picture you see right here, this is where I kind of was. I've always been like a thicker girl. I've never been what people may consider obese to some people, but I've also never been an athlete, never been super skinny. And I've always just kind of coasted on, oh, I'm thick, I'm a thick girl, it's okay, it's all right. And the truth is, yes, I am a thick girl currently still, but I was also an healthy girl. I'm in my 30s now, and I would go out every other weekend. I would be drinking. And alcohol for me just helps me gain weight. I would be like, oh, I'm not really eating that bad, but I was a snacker. I would snack constantly all the time. Fries, every time I went out, I would get fries. And that stuff adds up. And I think it's super important to just be honest about where you're at. Because if you're not honest, it's gonna be so hard to just show up for yourself, because you're living in a lie. You're like, oh, it's not that bad. I really don't eat that bad. Or weight is really not bad right now. I'm completely happy where I am. And let's be clear. If you're happy with where you are, by all means, do you. But if you're not happy about where your body currently is, be real with yourself and don't lie. Step number 2 is you're gonna have to build discipline. And this is the hardest thing to do. But once you have mastered building discipline, your life is gonna change in all areas of your life. And I can speak to that wholeheartedly. And what I first did on my fitness journey to build discipline was I was consistent AF, okay? I literally had a schedule. I started with 5 days a week. Every morning I work, I have a 9 to 5, and I have to be at work by 9. So I would wake up at 5 a.m., had an alarm clock every morning, and it was one alarm I set. That's another thing. Stop making multiple alarms and wondering why you're not getting up. Show up for yourself. One alarm, put the phone across the room, okay? And I would wake up every day at 5 a.m. and go straight to the shower. I wouldn't even think. Sometimes I was still half asleep. I would go to the shower. It was always cold because I helped wake me up. And that's what I did 5 days a week. And it was hard. Like, who wants to wake up first thing in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, take a cold shower? Nobody, right? But what it did for me is it helped establish a routine. I knew that it was just something I did every day. It was like brushing my teeth. At some point, I eventually stopped even thinking about it. It was just like, wake up, go to the shower, and then I felt more awake, and I could just count on it to happen every day. You have to figure out what works for you. That was my routine, but you have to figure out your own. But my suggestion is to build a routine to help build discipline. So for you, it may be like every day I'm going to go outside for 10 minutes a day for a week straight. And that's what it is. Or every day I'm gonna make my bed in the morning. It can be little things that you do. Every day I'm going to look into the mirror and spend 5 minutes saying affirmations to myself. Whatever it is, build a routine and it will help you build discipline. It's just something that I have to do to have the lifestyle and the mental clarity and the body that I want. And it's affected all areas of my life. Building discipline has made me a better wife. It's made me a better dog mom. It's made me a better employee. It's just made me better because discipline is at the forefront of almost anything that you want to do in life. It's the key, okay? And discipline is super important for the gym. So build a routine that will establish discipline, and that is going to be a game changer. Start small, okay? It's going to be difficult, but you have to just think about your future you, okay? When you're building discipline, it's not for the current version of you right now. It's for the future version of yourself. And I know that sounds woo-woo, and it's like, girl, I ain't thinking about future me. I'm thinking about me right now. But you have to think about the future you, because the habits that you do currently is gonna affect you down the road. So just show up for her or him or whoever the future version of you is. Building these habits, building this discipline, is just gonna make future you's life a lot easier. Tip number 3 is take progress photos and videos. So I really just started doing this when I was doing 75 hard. I'm still currently on 75 hard. And it's changed the game for me because a lot of times my body fluctuates and I can get really discouraged if I'm putting all this work in the gym and I'm like, dang, like I really don't feel like I'm making any progress. But photos don't lie. Videos don't lie. So I highly encourage you to take videos and photos of yourself and document your journey, because you would be surprised by the difference that 2 weeks can make. The first photo from 2 weeks and then a photo 2 weeks later, you're like, dang, I am making some changes. I'm not saying I'm exactly where I want to be yet, but I can definitely see that weight has been dropped, and also my confidence is just skyrocketed. And you need to take photos and videos just to track your progress. And look, let's be real. I know sometimes when you're early in your fitness journey and you're taking photos and videos of yourself, you're like, I don't want to see this. Like, the whole point of me going along this path is to make changes. I'm not happy where my body currently is. And I get that. You have to understand that it's important to track and see your progress. And sometimes when you look at the mirror every single day, you're not seeing really the changes that you're making, and it can often lead to you being discouraged. But like I said, if you take a video every day, couple seconds, 3 to 5 seconds for 2 weeks, and you're putting that work in, I guarantee you're gonna see some differences. The next tip is to love on your body through every single phase of your journey. Now look, I know how difficult this is, especially when you're not happy with where you currently are. But I feel like when I first started my fitness journey, I was just so obsessed with just basically killing the fat version of me, right? Like making her suffer and just putting in work so I know that she no longer existed. And I think it's important to kind of just love on your body a little bit. Like, yes, it may not be exactly where you want, but it's yours. And you're putting in the work to make the changes. And if you're just beating it down and not really appreciating where you are, it can just mess with you mentally. So when I say love on your body a little bit, I'm not saying be okay with where you are if you want to make changes, but I'm saying like hug your body a little bit, stretch and rub on your body. I do like sensual dancing sometimes, and I'll just rub on my body in different phases, because it's like, hey, this is mine. And if your body is not where you currently want to be, it still has helped you survive to where you are, right? Sometimes your body goes through different phases, and if the bigger version of yourself is not where you want, but that bigger version helped you survive to where you currently are, you know what I mean? So I think it's important to just appreciate the process. And I'm not saying be okay with mediocrity by any means, but this is the only bodies that we have, and it's gonna go through various changes. So just kind of embracing those changes and loving on your body a little bit, even if it's not exactly where you want it to be. Because if you are working on improving your body and it's through more, it's tough love, but it's positive and it's not just full of hatred towards your old body, I think you're gonna have a more healthy experience with the gym, and also you may stick to it longer. Because sometimes if you are just trying to basically kill that older version of you, it could be easier to flop and easier not to be consistent, because it's kind of stewed in hatred versus stewed in like, hey, I'm not happy right now, I'm gonna make changes, but thank you for allowing me to be where I'm at, where I can make the change. Thank you for allowing me to move my body, and that I have limbs, and that I can do this. I may not be able to do it the way I want to do it, but it's mine. Just love on your body a little bit. It's okay. Regardless of the phase that it's at, it's yours. The very last tip is to think about why you want to show up for yourself in the gym for 2024. So I'm real big on words. I think words have power. So I think it's really important for you to sit down with yourself before the new year comes. Write out all the things of the reasons why you want to be healthier in 2024. Just write it all down. Physically write it out, don't type it. There's something about writing something out physically. Write out your why. I want to be healthier so I can play with my kids. I want to be healthier so I feel more confident in the mirror. Whatever your why is, write it all out. If you have multiple whys, write it down and keep it and tape it somewhere where you can see it, whether it's a mirror, whether it's, make it your backdrop for your laptop, whatever you need to do where you have access to see it. And I think it's gonna help you tremendously, because when you know your why and why you're showing up for yourself, it's gonna be a lot easier to be consistent. This is not gonna be easy. 2024, it's very new and you're like, oh, I'm excited to start this fitness journey. Yes, but it's hard. It's not going to be easy, and there's gonna be days where you don't wanna work out and you don't wanna do it. But reminding yourself why you're showing up for yourself, it's just going to help push you. And be real. Don't be fake with your why. Like, it's just for you to see. This is personal, just for you. All right, you guys, sorry, I have to head to the gym, so hence the workout gear. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. And if you're not already subscribed and you're interested in this type of content, make sure you subscribe. Like I said, I am currently I think I'm on day 50 now. Right, today is day 50 for 75 hard. So if you want to see that video that's coming up next, make sure you're subscribed. Just know that you got it, you're fully capable, and just take it one day at a time. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.